Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name is Sasha. I love reviewing indie eyeshadow palettes. I do a lot of those, and I do a lot of multiple eye look videos too. A lot of makeup content here, and some unboxing, fashion haul videos, all of that fun stuff. So if you guys are into that, then make sure to subscribe to my channel because I love to have you guys here. For today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Simply Posh Cosmetics Citrus Punch palette. So this was sent to me by Simply Posh, so thank you guys so much for sending this to me. I was really excited once I seen the reveal, or even the cover. Just seeing the cover, I was really excited for it because I knew the colors were going to be different, like that I haven't used for a while, you know. And this is the reveal, guys. Oh, it's so pretty. So I'm really I just slammed some wind to my face. But so this retails for $45, and it comes with 12 mattes and 6 duochromes, and it's releasing, I believe, May 12 at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I do have a photo color with them too, so it's Sashi. So if you guys decide to use it, I really appreciate it because it is affiliated, meaning it'll help save you 10% off, but also gives back to me. So I'm so excited though to share my review with you guys because I done 2 eye looks yesterday. If you're a lover of pinks and oranges, I think you'll really love this palette. It's such a fun summer color story. Look at the little embellishments, the lemon lime kind of embellishments. So cute. They always add those in all their palettes and their color stories. The way they do their color stories is very like color coordinated. It makes it easier to do looks, so they always organize it by column, which I really appreciate. And I love the fact that they have the duochrome on the middle and their duochrome formula. So I will say 2 of the duochromes were more hard pressed, so they were more on the sheer side, as in I really had to build them up, like I really had to dig my finger for them, while the other ones they were fine. But they do layer beautifully like on top of each other because the formula to these, at least in this one, it's more thinner in formula. I actually like prefer their squishier formula, like the Fairy Tales Fairies. Like I just prefer that formula because it's just, I just feel like I pick up more product. But these feel like a little bit thinner, especially with the 2 shades. So on the mattes, most of the mattes were pretty soft. Some were like a little bit softer than others. Just a few, not so many, but overall most of the mattes, they're good. And there were a few hard pressed mattes, like the darker shades, like the shade, if I remember right, I know the shade Lime and Orange, and maybe another shade too that I can't remember, but those were the only ones that were more hard pressed. Like not as in like you can't pick a product, but it was more not as soft. Like you're not gonna get a lot of kickback from those 2 shades. Like, so the shades Sour, Tasty, and Tangerine and Tropical, those are like, they're fine. They're like a thin formula. Besides the shades Tangy and Flavorful, those are more hard pressed, so they were like really like sheer. I had to build those up, but I was playing around with the shades yesterday after I did my eye looks. They layer really pretty like on top of each other. I did the 2 looks yesterday, but I'm just gonna talk about them. So with the first look, I did like a pink, orangey, and a pop of green in the inner corner kind of look, and that look was very easy to do. I love how the pinks look like really so much, and then deepening it up with that shade Blood Orange, that darkest shade in the right corner. I love that shade. That shade is beautiful. I love that shade so much. So I created this look and I really loved it. It was super easy to do. It was so fast. It was like such a fast look for me to do too. So the next look I did, I used almost a similar colors, but I tried to focus like the yellow and the greens and a little bit of the pinks, of course. So it's kind of contrasting, like they complement the, like the 2 looks I did, they kind of complement each other because I was using like basically the same color scheme. But I was trying to focus with the greens and yellows, and the yellows, they didn't really show up that well. Lime green and the yellows, I mean, they swatched really well on my arm, but I guess when I used it on my eyelid, they didn't show up that well. So that's why I want to do 2 more eye looks using a white base or a lighter base, because I want those shadows, those lighter shades to pop out more. So I'm gonna do 2 more looks with you guys. But that look, I feel like I have to just work with the blending a little bit because just for me to satisfy myself with that green shade and then blending in between the shades. I know the yellow shade I used, I kind of hid it because I didn't like how it was looking, like it wasn't showing up so much, so I went over with another shade. But I thought the looks I created, like this palette is such a fun color story. It's like, it reminds me to go to like a barbecue or like a summer party, so I felt like I needed to add a little bit something extra. So this is the glitter liner I use. It's from Mora Cosmetics, and it's in a shade Alter Ego, so I felt like I needed to add something extra, and plus I want to use this too, so I added it in both looks just to make it look popping. I think the first look I did, it was really pretty, so it actually didn't need it, but I just wanted to add something extra. The second look I did, I feel like it needed something, like it was a little bit too plain for me, so that's why I thought of adding this. So I'm sorry I couldn't show you guys. It was actually pretty easy to do. I've used these before, that's why I bought another one. I actually want to buy more, but they're really nice to use. You just have to get used to the liner and have a stiff hand, or you know, don't have a shaky hand, but these are really nice to use. All right, so I really hope you guys enjoyed those first two eye looks, me talking over them. So let's just jump in and do two more eye looks, and I can give you guys my final thoughts after. But let me just start out with the light base. The reason why I want to use the light base, just like I said, I want those green and yellows to show up more. So I'm going to do two different looks, fun looks. And yeah, the duochromes, they layer so beautifully, like on top of each other. And then when I added I didn't show it, but I accidentally added another duochrome on my second look. That's why I kind of showed you guys the shades, because I didn't record that part, because I mistaken the shade that I thought I used. I just wanted to add more, but I used another shade. I'm like, oh, that made it more like impactful. I'm like, okay, they layer really pretty together. So let me just put this white base on. Let's get the shade Fizz. I really want to do like a yellow and pink combo. I know I don't think I've done a combo like that. So let's do a pink and yellow. So let's get the shade Fizz first. I want to play with the two yellows, and gotta make sure. I know this eye primer creases very fast, so you have to make sure you tap it in. And I'm just gonna pat this in. Oh yes, you guys see? You guys seen from, I'm using a little bit denser brush too, but I am sure the light base is definitely making a difference. You guys seen in my second look, it wasn't showing up as much, like at all. So yeah, I'm really liking the yellow. The yellow's like looking really dark. So I'm just patting it, because this shade is a little bit on a softer side. I think we might do like a halo look. Let's do a halo look, because I didn't do a halo look with the other looks. I just did, I think, simple looks. I'm not sure. Ooh, okay. Well, I want to use the other yellow shade. Let's get the shade Lemon. It's more, well, lemon. The shades they choose, it's perfect, honestly. So let me get the shade Lemon, and let's see the difference, how it looks. Yeah, I don't remember if I used this shade on my second eye look. I don't think I did, but it is coming out more mustardy, so that's good. The other shade, I would say that one, I mean this, I'm not sure. This one's more mustard, huh? But other shade looks more lemony, on a lighter lemony side. I know this palette, I forgot to mention, it won't be for everyone because it's very pink and orange peach heavy. I love those colors. Pink is a color I don't use all the time, but I do enjoy using it. I think it's like a nice pop of color, and I adore pink and oranges together because sunset colors, it's one of my favorite color combos. I just adore how romantic, and just how romantic it looks. And also with the purples too. I just love sunset colors. I love a lot of colors, but I've been craving to do like a yellow look. So this is looking really, really good. So I'm really happy because that yellow's popping. I'm gonna use the shade again, Quench. I love this shade, it's so cute. I forgot, I wanted to use the shadow as a blush too, but I already have blush on, but I think I'll put it on top. I haven't put highlighter on, but I just want to see. We're gonna do like a really interesting halo look. I'm just hoping it comes out well. Ooh, I'm gonna call this Pink Lemonade. It's gonna come out super cute. I just know it. I mean, hopefully it comes out good. So I think I only have enough room for one duochrome. Let me just put some NYX glitter glue. Because the formula to these duochromes, there are on the thinner sides, especially with the two I mentioned earlier. But oh, you guys, I forgot to mention the two looks I did yesterday though, they did not crease at all. And That's a great thing, guys. That's a great thing. So I'm gonna use my finger. I'm gonna get the shade Tasty. I think I'm gonna use 2 duochromes after all, just to have a little bit extra pop. So let's just get the shade Tasty. This shifts like a yellow orange. You guys will see, like a yellow orangey. So let me just do that. I know with the other looks, I use my brush mostly. So it's so thin, you guys, so thin. Not like you can, the only 2 I worry about is just those 2 hard press, like the shade Tangy and Flavorful. Like you just have to really build them up. So get a dense, like flat brush if you're using a brush. Or also another thing, you could also wet your brush, but just don't dip back into the pans because you guys gonna ruin the formula. I hate doing that, you guys. I try not to wet my brush. Let's add the shade Tangerine. Hopefully it looks good. Ooh. Ooh, it's like a pink and yellow. So maybe I should get a brush. I'm just gonna use this rounded brush. It's a Blend Bunny B3 brush. I'm gonna get the shade Tangerine. Ooh. And hopefully I just get better control. I'm not sure if it's gonna show up on top of that shade. If not, we'll just add a different shade. I feel like I should add more of that Tasty shade. Let's add the Tasty shade a little bit more. I'm just using a flat brush and I'm just adding more on top of the matte. Okay. I think that's good. I'm not liking how the tangerines look in the middle. Like it's not showing up as much because they're a little bit similar. I think this is more, they complement each other, but I think it's better right next to each other rather on top of each other. So let's get the shade Tangy because I think that's like a bright shade. Okay, it adds like an interesting, like it's more on the yellow side, you know, on top of that shade. So I guess it's gonna be contrasting enough. I'm gonna get more of the Tasty shade. I just need more. I think that's pretty much it. I get the shade Squeeze. I'm gonna get the shade Squeeze and just softly blend right here, just a little bit. Like I don't want to do it so much because I want that yellow to have its moment. And I love adding inner corner, so I'm gonna add an inner corner. So I really like this. I want to use the shade Zest. I'm trying to use as many shades as possible. I don't think I use that shade, but it's so pretty. I love how punchy these shades are. Oh, this is the soft one. So we're gonna try to pack this in. Oh, I'm not sure. How am I gonna do it? Nah, I'm gonna leave it. I was thinking I was gonna use yellow, but I think we'll just do the pink and then we'll do darker pink, like the halo look. So that's fine. And I think I'll do the yellow shimmer in the middle too. Oh, you guys, I'm so tempted to do liners. I love doing liner looks. But let's just smoke it out a little bit and I'm just gonna pack it on again. I love this shade. This is a really good shade to work with. Okay, so now I want to get the shade Punch. You guys, I'm really loving how this is looking. It's exactly how I'm feeling about this palette, like pink lemonade. Oh, that's what I'm thinking of, pink lemonade. I wish I had pink lemonade. I don't know where I put my drink. I think I left it downstairs. Well, it was just orange juice, but it was in a watermelon cup. Oh my gosh, I'm sad. I think I left it downstairs. Okay, but it's okay. Let me just deepen up this part right here. Ooh. You guys, I love this. This one is gonna bring a neon pop. Look at how much contrast it added. I love that. So now I'm gonna get the shade Tangy now and put it in the middle. I'm gonna wet my brush this time because it's gonna be in the bottom. Because it's gonna go on my bottom and I just want it to pop. So let me just do this. Wow, that's so crazy. So this is, it shifts to a green yellow and the bottom is looking green now. Ooh, ooh, okay. Well, I'll probably mix up the 2 shades, like the shades I use. So let me get the shade Tangerine. Tangerine. And I'm gonna use my finger because that brush is wet now. And I'm just gonna put it right here. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Ooh, all right. Wow, look at that pop, you guys. So do I want to use inner corner kind of thing? Let's get the shade Flavorful. I played around. After I did my 2 eyelets, I added more shimmers on top. So this looks so pretty on the inner corner. It's the thinner formula, the one you have to kind of dig into. I'm just going to get my pinky. It's just thinner, you guys. So it's like that. You see how thin the formula is? But, you know, on this thin formula, you could use it on your lid too. And you could just layer other dual chromes on top and it looks so pretty. So I'm just going to put that my inner corner. Because I feel like it's not too much, but it's so pretty. It's like a pinkish, and the inner corner is so, it's like pinkish bluish. It's so pretty. I love this shade. Really love this shade. You guys, this is so pretty. So I think I'm gonna, probably off camera, I'll probably add more yellow. I could do it right now real quick. Gonna add it right here. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Okay. Well, this time, yeah, let's do something a little bit different. We'll do the oranges and the peaches shades. So let's use these orangey shades and these peachy shades. And I want to use that shade probably layer some with another one. So we will see how it looks, you guys. You guys are going to love it. I just know it. So we're using the super bright colors today, Clementine. I want to build up the shade, so I put more of the white base on. Let me just flatten this real quick. Okay, and I'm just gonna, this is one of the soft shades, so tap it in, you guys. So I'm not sure what to do. Oh, hold on, guys. I'm gonna do something. I know I already messed up. I want to do something different. Let's get that citrus shade. I know I already messed up what I was thinking of doing, but I want to use multiple shades for this one. So we're just gonna blend it. This is one of the soft shades. It's like Pastel vibes, this one. So even on top of the white base, it kind of barely shows up. So hopefully it kind of stays on. I'm just building it up a little bit more. Add the shade Zest. We're gonna do like a 3 shade kind of thing. Oh, you guys, you know another thing too, that's first eye look I did, it reminded me of mangoes. So this palette is just so fruity, man. So fruity. And I'm gonna softly blend the shades to soften each shade up. And then clean my brush again. And then, well, actually, I kind of need that other orange, the Clementine shade a little bit. I really want that green to pop more. I could add more of a light base. Let's try to do that. So, yeah. So the good thing about this base is that I could kind of cut crease with it too. So I could put it on top of the shades. It's like a concealer, basically. So I just want that green to pop more. I want to get that citrus shade now that I added more of that white base, because I just want this citrus shade to really show up, man. See, it's kind of coming out better. I'm using a super dense smaller brush too. I'm going to get the shade Zest. I know I use this shade a lot, but I'm just going to do a little V thing. Let me get that punch shade. It's like reddish, pinkish. So let me get that just to deepen it up a little bit. So just right here. So let me just go back to that shade Zest. So this one's going to be maybe more a little bit complicated from all the other looks I did. Just requires just a little bit of patience because I'm using multiple colors, but it's gonna come out awesome. I just want it to be pointier, so let me just get the Zest shade. I believe it's Zest. Yeah, the Zest shade, and I'm just making this little pointy. So I know that Pastel shade, it is kind of coming off. So that's the only shade I'm wearing. It is one of the light shades next to Fizz, but Fizz is kind of staying on. But let me just get that citrus shade again. So I'm pretty satisfied how the shape is looking. I'm gonna get some NYX glitter glue. And you know, I was really hoping. Okay. And I'm just gonna put some on all over this lid, almost where up to here. This point. Now for that flavorful shade, the thinner, very thin formula, I'm gonna dig my brush for it. I did it with the brush. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just getting more and just spreading it right here. I'm gonna get the shade Sour. Sour, this one's a really bright, beautiful shade. So these two shades, put them in the inner corner, absolutely beautiful, beautiful. And it's gonna be really bright, so I'm gonna put it right here. Whoa. Okay. And I'm gonna put it, do a little thing right here. Just a little line. I kind of want to use a little bit of the sour shade and just use my finger a little bit, just see how it looks. It makes it even brighter. Oh my gosh. Well, let me just add a little hint of brightness in there then to that corners. Yeah, let's use this tropical shade. We're gonna add more duochrome like in the corners right here. I'm gonna put it right there. Kind of how I did the line over that punchy shade. Ooh. Wow, that's such a fun look. So now for the bottom. I don't know how I'm gonna do the bottom. Let's do the green on the outside part. That citrus shade. I don't think it's gonna show up more. You're right, I'm right. Okay, well let me, I usually don't put a light base on my bottom, but I'm just gonna do it real quick. Do a little line right there, just a hint. We can add a little bit of that lime shade just to deepen it up. So let's do that little lime shade. So yeah, this is definitely going really different. Ooh, I kind of like it. Ooh, I really like it how it's looking. So let me just add that lime, that citrus shade again. I really want to add it, and then I'll just add like a little shimmer in the bottom again. But let me use my light base again real quick. I just really like how the green's looking. That shade Tangy. The shade Tangy. I'm gonna get my finger. Let me see if I can show you guys a little more. It has a hint of green, so I think that it'll add like a nice pop without being too much. It's just a little subtleness. Well, let's just add it like a hint on the corner. I'm pretty satisfied how these are looking, like really satisfied. Ooh, so I'm just gonna go off camera, put some gel liner, mascara, probably some lashes, and I'll be right back to give you guys my final thoughts. Alright guys, so right here's the finished looks. So I'm gonna show you guys each look close up. So here's the third look we did, and I just added like a graphic liner. I used my Beauté Bar Celestial Guardian, one of the liners from that palette, and yeah, I would have added a little liner in the corner. Honestly, I think it would look really cool, but I just want to, you know, mainly just have this palette to be more the spotlight. So I just added that liner just to have like a nice accent. So I think I'm very happy with that detail. And then this side, it's, well, it's the most colorful look I did, I think, from this video. Close up of this look, and I think it's really pretty. It's very shimmery. Use a lot of the shimmer. Really pretty. And here's the close up for the other look we just did. Can you guys see the shifts of the duochrome? So I'm gonna give you guys some of my final thoughts. So I think all the looks, they are so different. So I'm very, very happy with that. I really did my best to give you guys different looks, different inspiration for you guys. You guys could recreate it or just do it in your own way. You could also simplify the looks, but I just love challenge myself. I love doing fun looks, guys. In this channel, you'll see a lot of fun looks. That's why sometimes my videos might end up being too long or for me just talking, but just the way I am. So I really love this palette like so much. This is my favorite Simply Posh cosmetic palette. I think this is my fourth one. I would say this is like my second favorite one. It's such a good like for a summer palette, like one of the good color stories for summer. The other great color story for summer, it has to do with blues and greens, of course. I love those colors, but these colors I freaking adore. Very, very much in love with the color story. It's so punchy, guys. It just makes me want to drink it. So all these looks, man, they just remind me seriously like salsa parties or drink, you know, mixed drinks kind of party. Like this is gonna be really fun for the summer. The mattes were really easy to work with. I didn't have trouble with them. The only shades were just more the pastel shades, like the green shade. I kept having to bring that up. So I do recommend, since I created these two looks with the light base, if you want those lighter shades to show up more, or even the other colors too, if you want it to pop more, then use a light base. But even with the looks I did yesterday, I didn't use a light base. And these colors, the pink, all these pinks and oranges, they'll show up really good, especially the pinks. But the orange, I think they'll show up better on top of the light base. These soft colors right here, you don't really need to have a light base for it. You could do a very soft, very kind of springy, even springy look. This is like a nice spring / summer, so a nice transition palette. And the duochromes, so the two I mentioned, I didn't say this earlier, but these two shades right here, the Tangy and Flavorful, they're more like toppers. So I didn't use the shade Tangy on my lid yet, but I did use the shade Flavorful on this side. And it does look more beautiful like if you add like another duochrome on top, but they're more like toppers and they look really pretty as inner corners. These two shades, they look really pretty as inner corners because of how sheer they are, how lightweight they are. They just add like actually I add a little bit the shade Tangy. I just wanted a little extra pop, so it has mostly Flavorful and a little bit Tangy right here. I just add a little bit extra, just a little hint, but it's such a cute color, man. But on the lid, it kind of like barely shows. So I would say just with this shade, you have to layer with another shade on top of it. So it's like a nice, I guess, base kind of shimmer kind of shade. But oh, my favorite shades, I really love, honestly, I do love this shade, but it's just so sheer. But I really love this shade because it's so bright. And in these three shades, and then that shade, and this shade together, they complement each other so well on top of each other. Other than that, if you love pinks and oranges, then I think you'll love this palette, especially if you're familiar with Simply Posh Cosmetics formula, how easy their mattes are. I had no trouble at all besides the mattes I mentioned, like the pastels. If you want those to show up, use a light base. So I really love this palette. It has a summer palette, spring palette, spring summer palette, transition palette. It's such a, you know, something different. I haven't done looks like these, like very bright colors. So that's all I have to say about this palette. So let me know if you guys decide to pick this up. I will have everything in the description box below. But I really hope you guys find this review helpful or the looks inspirational. If you guys decide to shop my stash too, then that's great. I adore this color story. I'm going to be playing around with this coming month, of course. So I can't wait to see everyone else looks with this palette because it's such a vibe, guys. Such a vibe. But that's going to be it, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys all so much. And if you guys aren't subscribed already, I really hope you consider subscribing because I'll really be happy to have you guys here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.